Well, welcome to Hub. So glad that you're here, that you found a space to be in community, to get to know each other a little better. If you have someone in your group that's new, I hope that you've welcomed them. You've got to know a little bit about where they're from, how they found Vivid and everything. This is where some of the real deep relationships at church get to happen. It's so exciting. Some of our hubs are meeting in person. Some have been meeting over Zoom. Maybe you have come to Hub ready. You've already watched this video. I hope that you've prepared some thoughts and have some good discussion. This is great. Thank you to our Hub leaders. If you have not thanked your leader yet today, you should do that right now. They've opened up their home, they've prepared, and they have a heart to serve you. So this is so exciting. I want to honor our Hub leaders and say thank you. Well, we're looking back today at Pastor Dustin's message from Sunday. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it this week because it's a fantastic thought towards this summer road trip journey about where God meets us along the way. And often, some of the most profound moments happen in our journey when we come prepared. And that's what I want to talk to you quickly about today as you discuss in your hubs. So Pastor Dustin was looking at Philip and his unique service to the church, which is characterized by his preparation. We have this, I've heard this quote within the performing world, within music and the arts of performance is the celebration of preparation. I'm going to say that again. Performance is the celebration of preparation. You know, Philip is that kind of guy that seems to be just in the right place at the right time. He's just ready to go whenever. And maybe you know somebody like that. You're like, man, they're always ready. Why are they they're just extra talented, or they just know the right people. That's not necessarily the case. Performance is often the celebration of just being prepared and being ready to go. Philip was game ready. And in Acts chapter 6, this is where we see what he was prepared with. Acts chapter 6, it says, when he was appointed with another 6 different individuals to serve the church, they were chosen because in Acts 6, verse 3, it says, brothers, choose 7 men from among you who are known to be full of the Spirit and of wisdom. Full of the Spirit and wisdom. And you can follow Philip's journey. He is called to different places, and at that time, he's ready to go because he's been filled with the Spirit and with wisdom. He's been seeking God in that preparation. Just like you're going on a road trip, you've got to fill up with the right supplies to be ready to have a successful journey. So I want to challenge you today with this thought of wisdom. And in James chapter 1, 5 to 8, it says, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given him. But let him ask in faith and with no doubting, for the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea that is driven and tossed by the wind. This idea of we need to ask for wisdom from God, and we need to truly have faith that he does supply what we ask. Otherwise, we're like this wave that's not just, James says it's double-minded, not like a hypocrite, but more like someone who's very impacted by every circumstance that comes. And we don't want to be like that. We want to be filled with the Spirit and with wisdom. So, with that in mind, I have a couple questions that I want you to discuss within your group, and that I hope that sparks some great conversation and prayer together. First thing to discuss is, what is an area you are asking God for wisdom for in your life right now? Maybe it's a career change. Maybe it is praying for wisdom with finances. Maybe it's a difficult relationship. I don't know what that situation is, but you do know within your hub. So let's discuss that right now. Where's an area you are asking God for wisdom for because you don't know what to do? Question number 2 is, if God has already supplied the wisdom, and this is, I think, where a lot of us get tripped up. Maybe God has actually already supplied this wisdom. What is stopping you from listening to it? And that's going to require a little bit of vulnerability, because I think often in my life, I know when God supplies the wisdom, now it's up to me to decide to do the right thing. So what is an area that maybe God has already supplied that wisdom? Let's not ask for more wisdom. He's already told you what you need to do. He's given you a step. So let's be prepared and ask for that wisdom. All right. And thirdly, in your group, I want you to pray for the Spirit. Pray for the Spirit. And we see this all through the early church in the New Testament, and where God moves in his Spirit, there's fullness and there's life. He's the Spirit of truth. He brings refreshing. He brings joy and all the fruit of the Spirit. And if you're a believer, if you've accepted Jesus into your life, you already have the Spirit dwelling in you. And now when we ask him for the Spirit, it's this ask for a refreshing and for a replenishing of his characteristics to be active in our life. So I want you to take some time right now in a hub, through the screen, in person, wherever you're meeting, to pray for one another, that they would be filled, that you'd each be filled with a fresh outpouring of the Spirit. And as we do that, as we're filled with wisdom and with the Spirit, we're game ready. You're going to just find yourself to be in the right place at the right time, no matter what the call is to act. So love you so much. Have fun in the rest of your hub.